Welcome to Turning the Page, a Lexington Public Library podcast. I'm Mariam Adarat.
And I'm Erin West. If you love the library because of books, the programs, and the people behind both, then this is the podcast for you.
And even if you don't, there's still fun to be had. We will bring you the latest book releases that are worth checking out, figuratively and literally.
And we will discuss all of the happenings at the library to look out for.
And of course, what would a library podcast be without a special guest? We will get to know some special authors that are making an impact on our local literary scene.
Whether you're listening to us in your car while washing dishes or snuggled up with a warm drink, we are grateful for your time and hope you enjoy.
Today's episode features local chef and author Babita Shrestha. Babita is the creative mind behind Vegan Nepal. She enjoys creating new unique flavors in all of her endeavors. She grew up in the Terai region of Nepal until the age of 12. She then moved to Kathmandu, where she was traditionally trained to cook by her mother. As the oldest child of the family, it was her responsibility to cook, and it quickly grew into a true passion of hers. Later, Babita worked as a domestic helper in the huge, bustling metropolis of Hong Kong. The unstable political situation in Nepal and her love of filmmaking brought Babita to study film in the United States in 2009. There, she discovered graphic design and graduated with a Bachelor's of Fine Arts degree from St. Cloud State University in Minnesota. Later on, as an entrepreneur, she started Vegan Nepal here in Lexington, Kentucky in 2017. During this venture, she was the caterer for multiple local prominent figures. In 2019, Babita put her full focus on her passion project, a beautifully photographed cookbook titled Plant-Based Himalaya. Every recipe, photo, illustration, and the layout was of her own design. We are so excited to have Babita on our show today. Hi, Babita. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. We are so happy to have you.
Thank you, Mariam. I am so happy to be here and just talk about my cookbook, Plant-Based Himalaya.
I'm sure you're a very busy woman, so I really appreciate your time. So tell us a little bit about your journey. Where did you start as a chef?
I started back in 2017. Right after I graduated from my BFA, I decided that I want to go to a different route, and cooking was always my passion. So I decided to do pop-ups, and I started with the night market that they used to have back in the days.
Oh, is that the one on North Limestone?
Yes,
Yeah.
And then people loved I started with dumpling, and I love dumplings, so...
I love dumplings too.
So people loved it, and that's how, I decided that I want to continue cooking as a profession. Mm-hmm. And then I started doing catering. As things went a few years later, I decided that I need to go to Nepal because I have been in U.S. for over 10 years. So I continued my journey to Nepal, and I had decided to write a cookbook in between then. And then when I went to Nepal, I decided to continue writing my cookbook, and it just happened.
Yeah. And your cookbook is very much from the Nepalese culture and
yes,
the tastes, and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Talk to us a little bit about the Nepali cuisine and what inspired you to write the book.
Nepali cuisine is very plant-based forward because we have seasonal food over there in Nepal. I love seasonal food. And then the art I do is related with the food. So writing this cookbook also wasn't very planned. It just happened. It was
just as any artwork would, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was working on it. And then when we went to Nepal, after 2 weeks, lockdown happened. And then when the lockdown happened, my plan was to travel Nepal and learn more about the grains and the more different kind of spices to the region. But then since lockdown happened and things got very weird at that period, we decided we will just live in this city called Pokhara, where we were living at that time. And then I decided it is different than the region I grew up, so maybe I'll just explore that area and we started traveling and hiking because it was right by the mountain. And then I started taking pictures. And then second day is the same thing. We're cooking and going on a hike and coming back. So like slowly like.
So it's very similar to how lockdown happened for most people. Lots of outdoors and lots of cooking. And,
seriously. So in the end, when I started putting things together, the book just happened.
Yeah. Yeah. It is beautiful, very colorful. You know, you're using a lot of familiar vegetables, some that looks a little bit different, a lot of colorful spices. So talk to us a little bit about your background. You're from Nepal. Talk to us a little bit about your family background.
My parents, well, I grew up in Tarai region of Nepal and then the hilly region in Nepal, which also influenced my work, current work. While growing up, we have, like I said, seasonal food. So our Nepali food is mixed of rice and then a little bit of dal. And then you make whatever curry you have in the season. So okra season, you have okra curry. And there comes the cauliflower season, you have cauliflower curry. So whatever curry you want. And then one type of greens, like we always have different kinds of greens, like seasonal greens. Our favorite, let's say, signature Nepali greens is mustard greens because you can find it in all regions. But especially in the, let's say, city areas, you can get different kind of greens over there. And then we also have a pickle. Sometimes we have radish pickle or sometimes you have carrot pickle. So whatever pickle is available at home.
And do you pickle like with vinegar or is this like a fermentation with salt type thing?
It's a fermentation with salt and then there is a fermentation with oil and spices. So depending on like how long you want to keep that pickle. And beside that, you also have green crunches. Like for example, if you have cucumber, you can have cucumber, you have carrot, you have onion. Things like that.
Coming from a, North African background, a lot of my cooking that I learned from my mom has been heavily influenced by, other nations because, we traveled a lot. And it's influenced, of course, by the American, the diversity of the American cuisine. Yeah. How has American cuisine influenced your own cooking or even if it's just methodology?
A lot, to be honest. So back to your question. So my parents grew up in Kolkata in India. And you'll be surprised when I found out, well, all this time I thought I was cooking Nepali food at that time. And then somebody suggested me to watch this Bengali auntie cooking video because she looks like my mom and talks like my mom. So I was like, all right, that sounds good. This was back in 2009 or 10. So it was just like, fun, like, all right, I'll watch it. And then I found out, this auntie also cooks like me, like the techniques, you know. And that's when I realized, like my cooking is so like Bengali style as well. My food is heavily influenced by my mom's style as well. So I got that, and then I also grew up next to the northern Indian region of Nepal. So like I have that influence of North Indian cuisine. And then in Kathmandu when I grew up, it was typical Newari cuisine. So like, and now here I'm living in America for over 15 years. I came in 2009. So now like, now I cook Mexican and African and Middle Eastern. So my cooking style is completely like remixed.
Yeah, remixed. That's completely, a good word.
Yeah.
I was going to say fusion, but I
fusion,
think remixed.
Yeah, fusion.
Remixed is a very good term. So writing the cookbook itself, how hard is it to translate ethnic food and cooking to writing? So, for example, like learning to cook from your family, your ancestors, it's sort of recipes that have been passed down, there's no measurements, You cook with the heart.
I agree.
You cook with the eye.
I agree.
How hard is it to translate that into a written recipe that you have to share with people that have never cooked?
So I was a traditional cook, let's say first, because I don't write recipes. Every day I want to eat something different, new. So even like if I'm using, for example, eggplant, I want to eat eggplant in different ways every time I cook it. So when I first thought about I want to write a book, I realized that oh my God, like I cook so many different ways, like even eggplant curry. So it was, you really had to like have a discipline, like, I need to cook this eggplant in the same way several times and figure it out like the right recipe.
Yeah.
So when I first started this book, it was difficult.
Yeah.
But slowly you get used to it, let's say. I think this book taught me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of taste testing and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have loved to be there to taste test all your recipes. So your cookbook is plant-based, it's vegan.
Yes.
How would you think that somebody that's maybe used to eating animal proteins would be able to use this cookbook in their kitchen?
This book is not only the recipe book. This book is the recipes that I have picked in this book is one of my favorite, all my favorite food put in together in a book so like people can try different recipes over weeks.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? The way I have designed, it's not only like you have a dal section and you have a curry section, you have a sauce section, and there's a snack section. So if you want more protein in your life, you can go through a lot of dal sections. And then I feel like when people want to like add more vegetable in their life, you can just add 4 days of plant-based Himalaya and then try your regular diet. And then slowly, like, if you like it, you can add it to 5 days of plant-based Himalaya.
Yeah. So slowly incorporate.
Yeah.
And it's pretty simple, it looks like. It's not,
Exactly.
it's not technique heavy.
It is, it's not technique heavy, but there are small little things that you have to really notice. Like, for example, frying cumin. So when you fry cumin in right time, the flavor comes out so good. So like there are simple things that makes your food really delicious. And if you just focus in it, you find out that this is one of the healthiest cookbook out there.
So I saw your Instagram account. It's beautiful. Not only do you talk about plant-forward food, just talk about general lifestyle that plant-based foods can bring to your life. So talk to us a little bit about that.
I think like I cannot judge other people, but for me, I feel like every day, the more plants I eat, the more kind I am. Like, that's what I feel. So, plant-based lifestyle is, I feel like, very peaceful. And then when you have this peaceful mind, then the things that everything comes out from your life is very different than when you see your life when it is not peaceful.
Yeah.
So everything just happens. Do you understand? I don't try too much. I just want to make sure that I eat what my body really needs, and I make sure I do my daily routines like, cooking in your kitchen or cleaning or doing your little yoga and playing with my baby. I don't know, chatting with my husband. I think that is all part of healthy lifestyle. It's not just only food, but food is definitely one of the main component because even before you cook your food, there goes a lot of love in the food that you cook, and then all the love that goes in you just sparks.
It's a whole experience, the whole cooking. It's a whole
Exactly.
experience.
Exactly.
There's a difference between, when you're cooking in a rush after you come home from work
Yeah.
than cooking when you're gathering with family.
Exactly.
And it's a different experience. You may be cooking the same meal,
Yeah.
but it's about the whole energy that you bring to that.
To your table.
Yeah.
And it really affects in your family.
It's a beautiful cookbook. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. What kind of future do you see for your cooking, and do you have another project in mind?
Well, my first project was just to see, can I really write a cookbook? Because I really wanted to write a cookbook, and then this happened. It was published by Indiana University.
Awesome. Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then while I was in Nepal, then I came back, and then I had a baby. then my publisher liked my first book, so they wanted me to write a second book. So my second cookbook will be out this September.
In September. And what is it called?
It's called Garden Exotica. So in this cookbook, I explored my side of gardener, and then I started growing things that I eat very often: cucumber, tomatoes, dill, cilantro, a lot of herbs, just the things that you can grow easily.
So are you like a backyard gardener?
That's what I'm saying. I have just started. I wouldn't say I'm a pro, but once you start seeing the fruit, I feel it gets you more excited, and I want to do it next year again.
Yeah.
So let's see this year what I'm going to do. But that is my next project right now. Finish the cookbook and start my new garden.
Nice. Well, happy gardening. I hope
Thank you.
your garden is bountiful so that you can enjoy more cooking, and we
Thank
can
you.
enjoy cooking
Thank you.
along with you. So
Definitely. That was the plan. Once I set up the garden, maybe I can invite you guys to cook in my garden.
yeah, that would be lovely.
That would be lovely.
Thank you so much for joining us, Babita. It was
Thank
lovely
you.
meeting you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mariam, and thank you, Erin.
It was such a great conversation with Babita.
It was. I really enjoyed talking to her, and I can't wait till her other cookbook comes out. Her cookbook is actually in our catalog right now. It has not arrived. We're waiting for it to arrive into our department so we can get it cataloged and out on their shelves. But you can check out her cookbook soon. And, of course, it's available to purchase at any local bookstore or your preferred method of buying books. Again, her book is called Plant-Based Himalaya.
I'm going to have a hold on that very soon.
Yes. So it was lovely. So I have been on a reading slump, but recently this book called How to Be Well by Amy LaRocca, it's a nonfiction, and it grabbed my attention because it's all about the wellness industry. And of course, this is, something that, people are talking about, health and, as you age, you kind of, that's something that you think about and focus on quite a lot. But this book in particular kind of focuses on the social media wellness industry and all the supplements out there and all the different non-medical things that are out there for people to digest. So, everything from colonics to ashwagandha to, whatever, supplements, etc. And it kind of delves into the financial aspect of it. It is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. So it's really fascinating. Amy LaRocca, she kind of delves into the financial aspect of it and the dangers of it, and then the science behind it. So it's pretty fascinating. I just started listening to it on audiobook, and it's really good so far. It's a short audiobook. It's about 8 hours.
That's not bad
it's a
at
short
all.
book.
Yeah.
So if you want to listen to it, it's pretty fascinating. The other two books that are on my hold list right now are one is a YA book. I have not read it, but it's looking very interesting. I'm not normally a YA reader.
Yeah.
I haven't been for a while, but one of my coworkers is, and she recommended this book to me, so I'm excited to read it. It is a sort of like a magical realism, but also realistic fiction. So it's not, it's a different genre. If you are not into like, fantasy or magical realism, you might like this because it's kind of like delves into it, but it's not really that. So this book is called Wake the Wild Creatures by Nova Rensuma, and a lot of people might know her from the book called The Walls Around Us. It's about Talia, who is living in an area called Nevis, and it's like a grand hotel with her mother, and it's a sort of like a compound of all these women that are escaping some sort of like strife in their life, usually having to deal with a man, like escaping some sort of abuse or whatever. Well, this area kind of grows really quickly, and it brings its problems. So one night, the authorities come and arrest her mother and take her to live with distant relatives that she does not know. Mm-hmm. And the whole premise is of her wanting to get back to this area where she feels safe. So it's intriguing.
It sounds very
intriguing.
Interesting.
Very intriguing. And then Hannah Ornstein has a book out now that just came out today called Main Characters. It's being described as the Parent Trap for adults.
Oh, fun. And I noticed that it's not main characters, it's the state of Maine.
The state of Maine.
Characters.
Yes. MAINE. So it's a story about two sisters, Vivian and Lucy. They are half-sisters. I think Vivian knows that Lucy exists, but Lucy does not know that Vivian exists. So it's Maine is where this home where they used to come visit with their dad for 1 month during the summer, but separately. They've never met until he passes away, and then they meet after his passing. So it's about them building their relationship, kind of overcoming their animosity with each other. It's about 30 years they've lived apart. They've never met each other. So they have a lot of learning to do and a lot of relationship building to do. So it's a good book. So if you are a fan of Ellen Hildebrand or Carly Fortune, I think this book is right up your alley. So those are the books that are on my to be read and what I'm listening to now. Hopefully my reading slump is over.
They're tough. They are tough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are entering one of the busiest seasons here at the library.
Oh, my goodness.
The summer programs. Yay. The best place to find out what is fully going on is going to be our summer page, which is www.lexpublib.org/summer. So if you go there, you will see all the programs, all of the performers. You can register, sign up, see all of our really cool art by Cricket Press, and you can even download unofficial logs where you can log for yourself. There's no requirement that you log.
You
what
don't
you're
have to
reading.
come in and submit your reading log.
Yes,
we
just want you to read for the fun of it.
Yeah,
bring back reading for pleasure.
Exactly. And this is for children, for teens, for adults, for all ages.
Everybody.
Yes, summer at the library is for everybody.
Yes, it is.
What kind of programs do we have in store?
So I have just kind of gone through and picked out ones that jumped out at me as being really cool. The first one is called Mirror Mushrooms, Adventures in DIY. This is for teens and adults and seniors. So basically 13 and up. It's at Marksbury Family Branch on Sunday, June 8th at 2 o'clock. And it's adding a touch of magic to your garden with disco mushrooms.
What?
So it sounds like they're going to be making disco ball mushrooms, and it sounds really fun. Also at Marksbury, Wednesday, June 11th at 2 is Rainbow Dream Catchers, which is for tweens and teens. And that one, you're going to create a colorful rainbow dream catcher. So you'll weave it and decorate with tassels and beads. And this one doesn't have registration, but it is while supplies last. So you'll want to get there early if you want to make sure you have all the possible supplies. Northside is having some free plant giveaways on Thursday, June 5th and Thursday, June 12th at 3 o'clock. It's in the large meeting room. And you do need to sign up. Yes. So it's while supplies last, but they do want you to sign up because it's one plant, or seed pack per person. They're having it multiple times. So I believe you can come multiple times. Seeds or plants. Yes. Let's see.
It's that time of year.
It is. Central is having a rainbow walking tour twice. So that's going to be a walking tour of historic LGBTQ sites around Lexington.
Oh, that's exciting.
It is, yes.
It'd be nice to walk
it's an
around in the
updated
summer.
version. We have our archived walking tour on the website. But this one is going to be, it may have some of the same sites, but it's going to be updated information. Cool. There's 2 options for that: Wednesday, June 11th at 6 o'clock or Saturday, June 14th at 10 in the morning.
Ooh. And where's the meeting?
I believe it's just the lobby of Central is where it will meet. It's possible it'll meet in the Kentucky room, but I feel like it's probably downstairs.
Okay.
The Songs of Kentucky Civil War is going to be held at Central as well in the Farish Theater on June 14th at 2 p.m. So Dr. Jim Claypool will be here discussing songs of the North and South. And I believe some of them will be performed, which will be very cool. At Beaumont Branch on Sunday, June 15th at 2, Kevin Lane Derringer, who was a guest on Tales from Kentucky Room a few years ago and was just an absolute delight.
Yeah.
He's going to be sharing a life through memoir and verse. So he's going to do selected readings from his various memoirs and plays, and then he's going to discuss how autobiography is a bridge to shared experiences.
Oh, that's amazing. He's such a good orator and
he is.
Yeah.
Jonna is having a Researching Your Female Ancestors at Tate's Creek. She is, of course, our genealogy expert. If you don't know what you're doing, talk to Jonna and you will know what you're doing.
Exactly.
So she's going to go into how to research your female ancestors because that can be hard because of changing names.
She's amazing.
Yes. So that is Wednesday, June 11th at 5:30 at Tate's Creek. The Paint with Pride program is going to be held on Sunday, June 29th at 2, and that is at the Marksbury Family Branch, and that is for adults and seniors.
Nice.
And it's going to use the colors of your pride flag to inspire a masterpiece using recycled materials and fun color palettes.
How fun.
Yes, and this one is registration suggested. If you want to just drop in on that one, you would be able to.
Cool. We've got a lot of good programs in June.
We do. And I'm just going to run down real quick some of the highlights of some of the book clubs. If you have a regular book club that you like to go to and I don't mention it, still go to your book club. So we have on Saturday, June 14th, Beaumont's Hooked on Books is LGBTQ plus centered books. That's their club where you pick the book and you talk about what everybody has chosen.
Yeah, it's a popular book club.
It is. On June 18th is the Cult Classics Book Club at 6 p.m. at West 6th Brewery. And that one is The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides. And that one, the book will be available at the May 21st meeting. So if you went to the May meeting, you'll have the book for the June meeting.
Yeah. And there's more to check out if you're a new member.
Yes, and we can help you get a copy if you're a brand new member.
Exactly.
June 25th is the Bluegrass True Crime Book Club. That's at 6 p.m. in the Kentucky Room at Central, and their selection is Black Knight for the Bluegrass Belle, The Murder of Verna Garr Taylor, and the Kentucky Honor Code Killing That Gave Her Justice by Ian Punnett. And that one you can get. It is. That one you can get the book starting May 26th in the Kentucky Room. And then a couple in July, Thursday, July 3rd is the date for the Mystery Community, Northside's Mystery Book Club, and that's at 6 as usual. Yeah. And then July 23rd is the Cult Classics Book Club, also at 6 at West 6th Brewery. It's called Geek Love by Catherine Dunn, and you can get the July book at the June meeting. Yeah. And we are busy.
Yes. Yeah, we've got so many good book club going on at the library.
We do.
Yes.
So again, check out that summer calendar. The branches will start to have printed calendars here soon and posters for the things coming up. So join us for a really fun summer.
Summer reading kicks
Yay!
off. Yeah, and keep an eye out for all the summer reading kickoff parties as well. Those are always fun.
They will be in the first little bit of June. Every branch is having one, and you can go to all of them if you want to. You can go to just a couple.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Well, It's been a good podcast.
It's been a great episode.
Yeah. Can't wait for the next one.
Me too. Thank you, Mariam.
Bye, Erin. Thank you for tuning in to Turning the Page. If you enjoyed listening, there will be more to come, so please give us a follow so that you don't miss the next episode.
We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts.